Holy shit.
Hello, everybody!
Hello, welcome to Utterly Insane Productions. That's Mark, I'm Joe. And we are coming to you live, and we're going to talk about life after death experiences, whether or not they exist, whether or not they're real, whether or not you believe in them. There's a poll, too, on there. I created a poll. See how many people actually believe in it. It's like either a yes or no question.
Oh, goodness.
Right, Tom.
So anyway, to start this, the date was December 4th, 1995. I was living with my brother out on the west side of Madison. Thought I had pneumonia real bad, and I kept passing out and trying to do things. I'd go to shave and I'd pass out. I'd take a shower and I'd pass out.
She can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Why not?
It's red.
What's red?
I hope Tom can hear me.
He says, hey, guys.
Hi, Tom. Can you hear us?
Oh,
Can you hear it now?
I don't know. Can you hear it now?
I just heard a click.
Well, I'm talking. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear it?
Yes.
You can hear it now?
I heard something.
You sure? Positive? Can you hear that?
Yes, I can hear that.
Can you hear this?
Yes, I can hear that.
Well, I hope they can hear us.
I'm sure they can because the camera has a microphone.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
set to pick up from this
This one.
microphone. It's sitting at the table.
So, Tom,
I
can you respond?
hear you, but a little quiet.
So you probably need to set the volume on the doohickey majigger there for a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know. I hope it gets better. But anyway, to start over, we're talking about life after death experiences. And I'm going to talk about mine for the first time, I guess.
Well, it's
Technically.
more like the third time, but
But yeah, this will be the first time it gets recorded. Hopefully the right way.
what, are you having issues again?
No, now I can really hear you.
But it was December 4th, 1995. I thought I had pneumonia real bad.
He says it's fine now.
I was passing out, and I got scared, so I decided to call 911. The ambulance got there. They rushed me to the hospital because they couldn't get my blood pressure. And I guess you could say that's where it happened. I technically died, flatline. That'd be technically dead, right? When you
It would be
flatline?
clinically dead.
Clinically dead. So I was clinically dead, and this happened 3 or 4 times. Now, when it did happen, I was aware of what was going on, it seemed like. I
What?
was,
I can hear all that.
I was just tamping out a cigarette.
kind of started, felt like I was floating above my body. I could see what was going on, what they were trying to do, because they had to get the paddles to resuscitate me. I remember, I could see, they'd have that big lamp over your head when you're laying there. I mean, I was looking as if I was looking through it. But the worst part was I could see and hear what was going on, but I couldn't. I don't know if I could say anything. It was like I could say something, but I couldn't hear myself, and I don't think anybody else could hear me, And I couldn't go anywhere. I was just sitting there floating, looking down. They'd bring me back, and then I'd wake up, and it happened 3 or 4 times. And when this happened, it happened the same way. I kept feeling the pull. I didn't see much except for what was going on in the room. You know, I knew what was going on. I knew they were trying to save my life. I knew I'd flatline. I could hear that my mom passed out in the hallway and they had to give her something.
Probably gave her a Valium.
Yeah, a sedative or something because she was so upset and was having issues. I mean, I could hear the things my dad was saying because he was there. I could hear what my brother was saying because he was there. You know, they were all telling me, you know, when I flatlined, because my dad and my brother were in the room with my stepfather at the time, and I could hear them, what they were saying. You know, like, don't leave. You can't leave. Okay, I need a break for a second here.
Jennifer waved hi.
Mm-hmm. I can see some of it.
But I could remember everything, and it's a life-changing experience, for real. Because I've looked at things a whole lot different ever since then. But it was scary.
Jennifer would like to know what the cause was.
What the cause was?
Yes.
Oh, that didn't come to.
What the cause was is I was diagnosed with AML, which don't ask me to pronounce it because I can't, but it's an acute form of leukemia. Okay, and it's called AML. It's usually diagnosed in kids, believe it or not. Adults rarely get this form of leukemia.
Acute myeloid.
Yeah, something like that.
Acute myeloid leukemia.
Yeah, that's it. I was diagnosed that, and I got told by the doctors my white blood cell count was too high to do chemotherapy or any type of radiation because it would have killed me on the spot. I wouldn't have survived. I had to go through what was called plasmapheresis, which is where they cleaned out all the white blood cell count, all the white blood cells by draining my blood, cleaning it out, and putting it back in with saline. And I had to live through that process first. And that was the roughest road because during that process, which took a few weeks, I flatlined a few times. You know, because for adults to get this, it was a rare thing. Cause and the reason is still unknown why people get it. Yeah, I know, I missed one yesterday. But that's what it was. I was diagnosed with leukemia, and I survived it because I had to go through that. Then I went through chemo, radiation treatments,
smokes like a train.
total body eradication, and a bone marrow transplant. But I'm still alive and kicking because I figured God wasn't done with me yet. Or my job wasn't done here yet, whatever that may be.
Yeah, she goes, that sucks, and you smoke like a train? Why?
Well, can't teach old dogs new tricks. I did quit for a while while I was in the hospital. But after you see and go through what I went through and then saw as much death as I've seen in a very short period of time, and hearing that death rattle as much as I've heard it, it's not easy because you end up with nightmares. So, you know, some habits are hard to kick. At least I don't drink. I'm not an alcoholic. Never have been. I got that going for me. At least my liver will be around for a while.
Maybe.
But yeah, it was, you know, but that, after that, and before this, let's go back. Before that, I used to have some pretty weird dreams where I couldn't understand them, and they got more frequent and more memorable afterwards, where sometimes I'll see bad things happening to people, getting really sick or dying before it happens. And then sometimes I'll sit there and these dreams seem extremely real to me, because I can remember every detail, where I'm sitting on a park bench and I'm talking to somebody that's passed away. And this got a lot stronger after the leukemia incident. No.
Now,
But I don't know.
I just wonder if, with somebody already going through something like what you have, if it makes them more susceptible to hearing that death rattle more and easier.
I don't know. I never knew what it was until my Uncle Ralph passed away. That was the first time I heard it. Then Mike, my dad, my mom, Brenda.
Your mom was the worst. You walked in the room, heard it, you walked right back out, and you hurt her by doing that.
Yeah, but
But she understood, even though she kind of got a little upset, she understood. But we didn't make it back to see her again after that.
I couldn't.
She passed away 2 days after that.
Oh,
I think that was the last straw for her, basically.
no, she passed away. We were there that last day. She passed away that night after we left, when Uncle Kenny and Aunt Naida was there.
Okay,
And
so
I didn't
then
stay.
That might have been the last straw. That means
No, she was at the end. They knew it right then. But
but
half
she-
the time she wasn't there anyways when I was there.
No.
She was caught in the past, or
She knew who you were, but
all that happened, most of that happened in only a few years' time. With my Uncle Ralph, my Uncle Alan, my dad. All of that happened in a very short 3-4 year span. My mom was long after that. You know. So I went through all that other stuff with everybody else first. You know. That's why you don't catch me going to funerals too often.
well, I didn't expect you to know the one that I went to today because you didn't really know the person I went to.
No. But it changes you. And I don't know why, you know, some people might say they see Jesus or see God or
just
a light. I don't know why I didn't see that. Maybe it was because I wasn't ready to go. Maybe I was caught in limbo still.
sometimes it depends on your beliefs.
You
The
know,
higher power knew you had so much more to live for, and that you
but
had to be here to take care of that.
I don't know
little
what
girl.
it was. I can't explain it. I probably never will. But to me, it was
knew
very
I
real.
needed you here to pick on, so I could call you a Twinkie.
You know, it was, you know, you heard that. I when I was flatlining, I heard them, I saw them, but I was up here and I was down there,
Bye, Jen.
you know. But I think that's it for this one. I can't take no more. We'll come back live after I calm down and talk about something else. We've got some kind of soda to
Oh,
try.
we're not gonna. Oh, we're not gonna go live or go offline right now. Come on, we started live. We're just
All right.
barely
Well, let
into
me
it.
take a break. You talk about something. I
What do
got
you want me to
step up
talk about?
and whatever you want to talk about, quick.
weirdness.
Throw me that
Throw you what?
toilet paper.
You know, there's not a lot of people in this world who have dated someone who actually got murdered.
No, there aren't.
My girlfriend Carol, basically one of my first girlfriends. Not long after, about 2-3 years after I broke up with her, or she kind of broke up with me. But, I was with Gina, and come home from work one day, and Gina comes running out the front door. You know, Carol's dead. I'm like, I got this look on my face, like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know?
That's a fucked up feeling.
And she's like, well, no, Carol's dead. I'm like, what do you mean? So she went and grabbed the newspaper and brought it out and showed it to me. There's an article in it. Carol, Natalie Aragon, was shot to death by her estranged fiance.
Wow.
Allegedly. There were some things that were wrapped around that, by the way.
With some black
Fishy
lines going
stuff?
across the top there.
That's on the screen.
So,
Fishy stuff?
kind of. Are we still live?
Yeah.
This thing's being weird over here.
I had something like that happen.
Yeah, there was some fishy stuff. After her and I broke up, she decided to go into the Navy. So she went into the Navy. She took the training to be an MP. And the guy that she was supposedly engaged to was military at the time too. And the article didn't go into real heavy details on it, but she supposedly he had shot her and then turned the gun on himself and killed himself. But there's a couple of police officers in the Hanford Police Department that were pretty corrupt. And they had a thing out for Carol and her family. I have a theory on that. I think that was all staged by them. That it was actual them committing the crime and murdering both of them and pitting it as a murder.
Homicide, suicide.
Yeah, homicide suicide thing.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. Well, I kind of have that theory because of the stuff that I uncovered about these guys.
I got one I'd like to solve. Not just for my own conscience, but
For her son?
for her son's
Sons?
son. I said son.
No, you said sons.
Well,
as
I
in-
meant it. I didn't
No,
mean
he
it
said no.
literally.
The way he said sons meant that it was still a plural
Well, there's also a little.
or singular. I mean,
A
still
little-
singular.
There's also a little something behind that too.
Yeah, there's some fishiness behind his too.
I
It's
was
kind of weird, isn't it?
at the last East Side Businessmen's Carnival in Madison. I don't remember what year that was, but if I had to guess, I'd say it was somewhere around 93 or 94, or no, it would have been before that. 89, 90. It's right around the time I met Brenda. And I was walking through there and somebody come up to me And it seemed like every single year I went to that carnival, I'd run into one of my ex-girlfriends. And I ran into a mutual friend and I said, have you seen Mary lately today? You know, because I didn't want to take a chance of running into her. She said, well, didn't you hear? And I said, no. She says, well, and her name was Ann Williams. She said, Mary was killed. Her body was found roadside. And I don't even remember what state she said it was in. That's why I've been having problems for that. But I believe it was part of one of these serial killings that was going on right around that same year in another state. She was hitchhiking, got picked up, and then her body was found alongside the road.
Could be.
And it's been like an unsolved murder ever since. So, but I haven't been able to find anything details. I've been digging for her son's sake. So, and my own peace of mind, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So, but there's a lot of weird stuff around that one too. So, who knows? But
No,
anyway,
there's some weird shit that happens in life that some people just don't quite catch.
as far as life after death goes, I'm hoping. You know, that's all I can say. I mean, my experience didn't tell me one way or the other, but I sure am hoping there's something out there afterwards.
You know, sometimes, with all these accounts of people saying, I seen the lights, I seen this, talk to these people, talk to those people, and, all this crap. I think some of it has to do with their beliefs. Because a lot of the beliefs in the churches is that when you die, you're going to see a light, and as you ascend the tunnel going up to heaven, and it's a lit tunnel with light at the far end, and that is basically heaven or God or whoever lighting your way to the salvation. So, and then you got people saying that they enter a room and all these different people that they knew are there. Well, that could just be their memories that they have. You never know what it is.
Oh, what time's it getting?
It's only 2:53.
Well, we can end this short one, take a break, pause that, stop it. We're going to start a new one. I'm going to clear out some space here. And we're going to come back, and didn't you brought the board that I asked you to bring?
Maybe.
And we're going to see if we can, what happens.
Dead?
Yeah, see what happens when we play around with a Ouija board or a spirit board. But at the same time, we're going to bring out,
They're called witch boards.
well, witch board, spirit board. They've been called all kinds of things.
Their actual name is a witch board. And the proper ones are handmade by the Wiccan. I haven't made one. This one's a Parker Brothers that was done up as a game. And if you do them incorrectly, they're not games.
Incorrectly?
Or correctly.
No, incorrectly. There's rules that are supposed to be followed, and people just don't follow them.
That's because they're naive.
I don't know how to follow rules.
They're
Well, with something like this, you want to follow the rules because it could haunt you.
you can open up portals using these particular boards, even though that they're mass produced and made as a game and all
And
this
you
shit.
see them all over.
Yeah, you can literally open up portals.
But
You don't
before
know
we
what
do
you're doing.
that, I'm going to go out to the garage and into that fridge.
Oh, and you're gonna grab that new soda.
And we're gonna grab that new soda and we're gonna try it on the air. So we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be back because we got to clear some space off this table. Apparently, right?
Well, yeah, the board's probably takes up half the table,
Well, we'll get to it.
if not
Board's
more.
about the size of the laptop, maybe a little bit bigger.
So we got to clear off our table a little bit and we'll be back. Oh, you can stop it now.